So, pivoting for our good friends, MNW Prospects, Facebook, Twitter, check them out. They are doing all of the work that we speak. We are lazy and we don't do any of the actual posting and promotions. These guys don't miss a beat, whether it's guys playing in Iowa or guys that are playing in all the leagues. Check them out at MNW Prospects, the best. Let's talk Tom Kuervers Prospect Showcase, Z. I'm going to be completely honest. I am literally going to narrow this down from my perspective to one name. I'm sure you got plenty of names you want to talk about, but I'm assuming you know what the one name is.
I would assume it's Adam Benak.
That is a great assumption.
Yeah. I mean, he's a fucking great player. Again, not going to say much different than other people have before. He is a very undersized, ultra skilled, incredibly smart two-way center. Can play wing, but he's really smart. He's got a ton of skill. He scores, makes a lot of flashy plays. And again, he is just a super smart kid. So oftentimes he's in the right place, making the right decision. Then he thinks, again, he just the fact that he thinks game at such a high level, he thinks 2 plays ahead. So obviously he's going to pop, and he did pretty much every game of the showcase. Put up a couple points. But yeah, he's awesome.
He looked great. My question for you, did you watch him much in his draft -1 year?
Yeah.
So when Joe and I had Pronman on, obviously we had to ask him about Benak because he's very far outside of Pronman's "you must be this tall to ride the roller coaster." And he basically said, listen, for a guy that small to be someone that I project highly enough to be yes, they'll play in the NHL, I need to see special characteristics and special skills. He's good in a lot of areas. He's smart. I didn't see that special in his draft year. But his draft -1, I absolutely saw those things. So my question to you is, did you see something similar? Did you think that his draft year, he took a little bit of a step back from what you saw in his draft -1? Or is that being overblown by Pronman because he verified, oh, no, this guy didn't grow. So, yeah, he sucks.
Well, no, I mean, the thing was, so his draft year, he makes the move from Czechia to the USHL and had a really slow start. I thought he was really, really good. I played for Youngstown in the USHL and had a slow start. It's an incredibly tough transition, obviously, but he still ends up over a point per game. I think it was 59 points in 55 games or something like that. So I mean, he got better as the year went on. It's a tough league to play in, but his draft -1, he's playing in Czechia. I think it was a point per game in the U20 as a draft -1. Ended up playing 18 pro games as a draft -1, in Czechia, that first division, which is crazy. And I mean, looked at him at all the international tournaments he plays, and he just lights up the score sheet for Czechia. I think he's got close to the record for the Hlinka for scoring. And I mean, he's made the World Juniors a few times as a young player. That's also very impressive, obviously. So he's just stood out and popped everywhere he's been. Again, I think last year, just the beginning of the season in his draft year, moving to the USHL from Czechia was just a big transition, especially as an undersized forward who was logging tons of minutes. So yeah, I think watching him in Europe really pop. Again, the fact that he played almost 20 pro games as a draft -1 was incredibly impressive. And then it was just a slow start to his USHL career. But by the end, he was more than fitting in. Again, he still ends up over a point per game. And now he's going to go, they just got released today to go play in the OHL for Brantford. So he'll be playing alongside Jake O'Brien, which is going to be a ton of fun.
What do you need to see from him in the OHL to be yes, he's going the right direction? What's the bar?
Well, yeah, you're expecting a point per game season, obviously, especially on that team with who's going to be playing with. Brantford's going to be a really good team this year. Again, ideally, fingers crossed he has a play with Jake O'Brien potentially, but he definitely will be on the power play. So I think you're obviously expecting at least like probably a decent amount over a point per game. Obviously, just be a go-to guy and both special teams. Again, like yes, he's an undersized forward, but he's a really good two-way forward as well. It's not all offense. Like he's got a ton of skill. He can make hopping plays, but the fact that I think obviously because he's so small, he's had to be such a smart player his whole career. So that's lent itself pretty well to that two-way game. He can kill penalties. So obviously, you're obviously hoping they continues to work on the skating as well, but realistically, as far as production goes, you want him over a point per game in the USHL, in the OHL on a really good team, and just being a go-to guy in pretty much every situation for them. So you just want him to be out there making a difference and standing out night in, night out.
All right, we've already talked plenty about our boy Hunter Haight, who's already doing it with the Wild now. You talked about Yurov maybe not quite showing what he wanted, but he definitely progressed throughout the Tom Kuervers Prospect Showcase. Like William, we know what he is. We don't have to waste time. Are there any other prospects that stood out to you in a positive or negative light going up against either Chicago or St. Louis?
In the positive light, and we talked a little bit about this kid. And I went back and watched a bunch of the tape from last year after they drafted him. But Lior Mamedovski to me is a really, really fun player. Like just plays with so much energy, so much pace, insane high octane, just like nonstop. The effort's crazy. But like I thought he made a bunch of really nice plays. He was really good in like a short playoff stint last year for North Bay too. But he can score goals, he can make some plays, and he's a good two-way player. And I thought he stood out plenty. So I really enjoyed watching him play. And I think he also just got sent back to North Bay in the OHL, but I thought he stood out in a positive way. I noticed him pretty much in those games that he played in. So that was definitely one to monitor. He's a long-term project player, but I think there's enough there that like he's got like the foundational tools, and he's also just got the right attitude. I mean, again, the effort is off the charts with him. Like his tape, when I was just going back and watching his film from last year, like it was very fun. He has one pace and it is nonstop. It is high octane. It's very fun. But I really like Lior Mamedovski. But yeah, I thought he stood out in a positive way in the Kuervers Showcase.
Okay. Anyone else that stood out, good or bad, that we want to hit on before we transition?
I thought, and this is another player we've talked about for years now, but Kyle Masters, when he was playing, I thought he popped. Again, we'll see if he ends up playing in the NHL. When they drafted him, we said he was a really long-term type prospect, but I thought he stood out when I was watching him too.
That was a test because he's the one that I was like, what bits and pieces I could watch. I'm like, this is Z's boy. Mm-hmm. He's finally doing it. He's finally healthy and doing the thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think it was. I can't remember.
Like, he is like, if we're ranking like all of the prospects as your children, like he's among your favorite children, correct?
Yeah, I mean, he was like the OG year one of this podcast. But I can't remember if it was his first showcase that he had after getting drafted. But I mean, he popped at that prospect showcase too. And I think it was like right before he got traded to Kamloops. So I think that would have been actually the year. Yeah, his first training camp or whatever, or his first prospect camp. I remember watching that because they did that like the mini tournament or whatever. It was like the 3-on-3 thing. And he stood out pretty much every shift, made a ton of plays, and then he got moved to Kamloops, where it was just like, hey, it was all out, fucking nonstop, north south, go off Masters, and he did it. Yeah, he was really good, I thought, when in those games.
And we don't have to nitpick every single player, but were there any players that stood out as like, oh, you really hurt your chances or took a big step back from what I hoped?
No, I don't think so. Like, not anyone that like stood out. I was like, oh, this was not. Like, I didn't like come away thinking like super negative about any of the prospects coming in that we were looking at. So I don't think so. But yeah.
Okay. And how much does it bother you how fun and just all around awesome the Blues prospect pool is? Because I can read off so many names and I'm like, I wish that they were Penguins or Wild or anywhere besides the goddamn Blues.
Yeah, no, that one's gonna hurt for a while. So
the latest one really stings.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a player. And I really thought that the Penguins were gonna take him when they fell back in the draft, and nope. Of course not.
Yeah.
Why do something that makes me happy?
They never will. That being said, I'm pretty sure I was watching a little bit of the Penguins Canadians game earlier. Fucking oh boy, I really am mashed potatoes. Defenseman Brunicky.
Yeah.
He's nasty. I think I saw was it Josh Yo, Travis Yo?
Josh Yowie.
Yeah, Yowie. He was just like, there's a real chance that fucking Harrison Brunicky is actually the Penguins' best defenseman right now. It's like, oh fuck.
The bar is set extremely low, but yes.
I know.
Jesse Marshall -1L definitely did say the Wild should grab Carbonell.
Mm-hmm.
Which also the Wild were in no position to do so, but
I mean, we're gonna make that a new bit.
I mean, the Wild should have gotten Oliver Moore. Why didn't they?
Yep.